to my presentation on the music genre known as honky tonk. Today I will be discussing the definition of the genre, its history, origins, major artists, musical characteristics, cultural influences, and its relationship to both classical music and other popular genres. To begin, I reviewed 3 definitions of honky tonk. Smithsonian Folkways describes honky tonk as a raw, emotional form of a country music centered on themes of heartbreak, drinking, loneliness, and everyday working class struggles. It notes that honky tonk developed in noisy bar rooms, where musicians needed amplified instruments and a strong beat to be heard. Oxford Music offers another perspective, defining honky tonk as a branch of country music that gained momentum in the 1940s. It emphasizes the use of electric guitar, steel guitar, and straightforward narrative lyrics that communicate very intense emotional expression. The Country Music Hall of Fame defines honky tonk through its twangy, vocal style, danceable music or danceable rhythmic patterns, and storytelling that reflects Southern and Southwestern culture. The Hall of Fame also highlights the barroom environment as essential to the sound, theme, and performance practice of the genre. In short, honky tonk is a lively, emotionally expressive form of country music that emerged in Southern barrooms. It features electric and steel guitars, steady rhythms, and lyrics focused on real-life experiences, such as heartbreak, relationships, personal flaws, and working class identity. Next, let's look at the timeline of honky tonk's popularity. The genre began forming in the 1930s and early 1940s, especially in Texas and Oklahoma. It reached peak popularity during the late 1940s and 1950s, with national radio broadcasts helping spread the honky tonk sound across the U.S. Artists like Hank Williams and Ernest Tubb were central to this rise. Although the golden age of honky tonk was the mid-20th century, the genre continued evolving. It resurged in the 1970s through outlaw country artists, and in the 1990s through the neo-traditional country revival. Even today, honky tonk remains foundational to Americana, Texas country, and barroom dance culture. Culturally, honky tonk emerged from a blend of influences, including Western swing, blues, hillbilly music, and dancehall traditions. Returning soldiers after World War II also contributed to demand for upbeat, energetic music. Honky tonk distinguished itself from earlier forms of country music by adopting a more electric sound and focusing on lyrics that reflected real-life struggles rather than in idealized or sentimental themes. Now I will highlight 3 major artists who represent the honky tonk style, including their biographical details, instruments, vocal characteristics, and contributions to the genre. Hank Williams lived from 1923 to 1953, his full name being Hiram, or Hank for short, Williams. His primary instrument was the acoustic guitar. His voice characteristics are high and emotionally raw tenor voice, expressive slides, and nasal timbre. Hank Williams is widely regarded as the most influential honky tonk artist of all time. His songwriting combined simple melodies with powerful emotional depth, capturing universal themes of heartbreak, loss, drinking, and loneliness. Songs such as Your Cheating Heart and I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry helped define the lyrical and emotional core of this genre. Williams brought honky tonk to mainstream audiences through radio and the Grand Ole Opry. His unique delivery and poetic songwriting shaped generations of country singers and solidified honky tonk as one of the most important styles in American music history. Ernest Tubb lived from 1914 to 1984. His full name is Ernest Dale Tubb. His primary instrument was the electric guitar, and his voice characteristics included deep, smooth baritone, clear diction, and steady vocal phrasing. Ernest Tubb played a crucial role in popularizing the electrified honky tonk sound. His landmark 1941 hit, Walking the Floor Over You, signaled a turning point in country music featuring electric guitar prominently and encouraging a more rhythmic, dance-oriented style. Tubb was among the first honky tonk performers to tour nationally with an amplified band known as the Texas Troubadours. He also helped launch the careers of many younger artists and brought honky tonk into the Grand Ole Opry spotlight. His smooth vocal style and pioneering use of electric instruments contributed greatly to the genre's evolution. William Orville, or Lefty Frizzle, lived from 1928 to 1975. His primary instrument was the acoustic guitar, and his voice characteristics include smooth, slurred, mellow phrasing, strong vibrato, and a warm and expressive tone. Lefty Frizzle revolutionized vocal style in honky-tonk and country music. His relaxed, sliding vocal delivery became one of the most imitated sounds in the genre. Hits like If You've Got the Money, I've Got the Time showcase his signature phrasing and emotional warmth. Frizzle influenced a long list of major artists, including Mill Haggard, George Jones, Willie Nelson, and Randy Travis. His vocal innovations made honky tonk more melodic and expressive, leaving a major legacy on country singing techniques. Now that we've discussed the major artists, let's look at the core musical characteristics of honky tonk. Typical instruments include the electric guitar, steel guitar, acoustic guitar, upright or electric bass, fiddle, piano, and drums. The rhythm is steady and dance-friendly, often using a two-step or a shuffle beat. Vocals are typically emotional, nasal, and focused on storytelling. For the example video, I chose the song Honky Tonkin' by Hank Williams, available on YouTube with this link. This performance captures all of the defining features of honky tonk: expressive singing, simple and powerful instrumentation, and themes rooted in everyday life. Now let's compare honky tonk with classical music. Both genres value expressive melody and structured forms. However, classical music is typically instrumental, complex in harmony, and performed by orchestras without amplification. Honky tonk, in contrast, relies on electric instruments, simpler harmonies, and lyrics that explore personal and relatable struggles. While classical music often conveys broad emotional or philosophical ideas, honky tonk tells straightforward stories grounded in real-life experiences. Honky tonk also had non-Western influences, especially from African American blues. Blues contributed to the vocal slides, emotional intensity, and the sometimes 12-bar patterns that are present in honky tonk. Jazz indirectly influenced honky tonk through Western swing, which blended country and jazz instrumentation. Tex-Mex musical traditions also affected border region honky tonk and dancehall rhythms. Honky tonk also connects to several other genres. It forms a foundation of modern country music and has influenced rockabilly, the Bakersfield Sound, bluegrass, and more. Honky tonk continues to influence contemporary artists who incorporate storytelling lyrics, steel guitar, and traditional country instrumentation. Dance halls throughout Texas and the South still feature honky tonk bands, preserving the genre's legacy and cultural importance. In conclusion, honky tonk is one of the most defining American musical genres. It grew out of the Southern barroom culture, blended blues and country influences, and reached national popularity through major figures like Hank Williams, Ernest Tubb, and Lefty Frizzle. Its emotional honesty, electrified sound, and rhythmic drive continue to shape modern country and Americana music. Thank you for listening to my presentation. Here's my works cited.